Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Maya Schonbach, and today we're going to be practicing some mindfulness together. So mindfulness really is something that invites you to be fully engaged in the moment. It allows you to really embrace life with openness, with curiosity, with non-judgment. Um, and it's something that you can really use to practice in your day-to-day. Um, Research has shown that it can help reduce stress, reduce anxiety, improve focus and concentration, enhance emotion regulation, resilience, promote better sleep. That's something we could all use, I'm sure. And really just improve an overall sense of well-being. Um, and mindfulness really is something that we can include in our day-to-day life as a practice. And it always helps to work on it every day. But it's also good to do little workshops like this here and there to kind of boost your practice. And so today we're going to be practicing something called RAIN. It's a mindfulness technique. And RAIN is an acronym, RAIN. So the R stands for recognize, A stands for allow, I is for investigate, and N is for non-identification. And I'll talk a little bit about these four kind of topics, maybe before we start our practice. And yeah, so our practice is probably going to be about 10 to 15 minutes. And yeah, so let's, I'll just give a brief overview, I guess, first. So for R, for recognize, really what you're going to want to do is recognize what emotion is present inside you. And really you're going to want to turn towards what you're experiencing in an open and a non-judgmental way. And so really tuning into the present moment of what's happening in your body, in your mind, all the thoughts, the sensations, the emotions. And sometimes it can help you to mentally kind of name it for yourself. So for example, to say, I'm feeling stressed or I'm feeling overwhelmed, and really kind of recognizing what you're feeling, it can open up something inside you and then allow you to become more into contact fully with yourself and then connect better to the present moment. So that's the R. The A is for allow. So allow, it means to let it be as it is. And that sounds much easier than it actually is. It is a difficult thing that takes a lot of practice. That's why you say practice mindfulness every day. So allowing really is the idea that you're acknowledging and accepting your present moment, your present reality. And it doesn't mean that you have to like the situation. I'm sure we're all going through crazy days, crazy schedules. And it kind of means that we have to soften or drop your mental resistance to what's happening. And often we have this unconscious impulse to kind of push things away and suppress or ignore your difficult emotions. And then you end up in an inner struggle. And then in doing that, you actually create more suffering and more tension around this initial difficult emotion. And then it also causes you to become caught up in your thoughts and in your emotions. And then you can react more quickly or more easily, as opposed to choosing a conscious response. And so by doing this allowing part, you're really connecting more to your present experience. And often people with this allowing part, you feel an immediate softening, like kind of an ease around this emotion. And again, this is something really big for skin picking, for hair pulling, this allowing, this acceptance part of the negative emotion. So that's the R and the A. Then there's the I for investigate. So once you recognize, once you've allowed for the emotion, you can then choose to investigate the emotion with different questions like what in my body, what in myself needs most attention right now? How am I experiencing this right now in my body? Or what is my mind thinking or believing? So you might really notice different feelings inside of you, maybe feeling some shame or unworthiness. And really, unless you actually bring these into your awareness, these unconscious beliefs, they end up controlling you and controlling your experience. So there is kind of a story that people use to kind of describe the process. So imagine that you're walking in the woods and you see kind of a small dog sitting by a tree. And so you see him and you see so cute, so you bend down and you pet it. And then all of a sudden he lunges at you and he bares his teeth and growling. And so initially you might be frightened and scared, but then you get close, you look at the dog and you notice that one of his legs is caught in a trap that's buried kind of under the leaves. And then immediately your mood upon seeing that shifts from this anger and fear to concern for the dog. And you see that this dog's aggression, it actually sprang from vulnerability and from pain. And that really applies to all of us. Because typically when we behave in a hurtful or reactive way, it's really because we're caught in some sort of a painful trap. And so if we are investigating this I part, investigating the source of our suffering, then we can cultivate some compassion towards ourselves and then ultimately towards others also. And then with this investigation, we can really choose a conscious response, and then that can perpetuate to being really having more well-being. And then finally, the N in RAIN is non-identification. So in this step, the non-identification of RAIN, you're turning your attention to simply realizing, again, not so simple, but realizing that you are not your mind and you are not your emotions. You're really the awareness that's actually always there underneath all the thoughts and the emotions and the perception. So non-identification is kind of a vague term, but it means that your sense of who you are is not fused with, it's not identified with, or defined by your thoughts and your emotions. And so really this idea that you're not your thoughts and you are not your emotions, it kind of gives you some sense of freedom and ease. And it can hopefully give you a sense of peace in the middle of all of the thoughts and the emotions. And so really it's this ultimate idea that no matter how intense and how painful your emotional storm is, there's always going to be a part of you that's still, that's calm, that's silent, and that's untouched. Okay. So I think we should start together our practice of RAIN. So again, I went over the 4 terms. So RAIN, RAIN, recognize, allow, investigate, and non-identification. So we'll go through that now. Okay. So I want everyone to begin by settling into a comfortable position. You may choose to close your eyes. This will minimize distractions, but it's also possible to do this technique with your eyes open. Really choose whatever feels most comfortable to you right now. Take a slow, deep breath. As you inhale, follow your breath from your nostrils all the way to your abdomen. Slowly exhale, releasing tension from your body. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Allow your body to regulate the breath in its own way. Become aware of the movement of your breath as it comes into your body and as it leaves. When you realize that you're distracted, simply let go of the distraction and gently return to the breath. R in RAIN stands for recognize. To recognize is to acknowledge what's happening to you right now. What are the thoughts and feelings that you're experiencing in this very moment? Simply name your current experience in whatever words come to you right now. Recognizing is like realizing you're dreaming. You are identifying what is obscuring the clarity of your awareness. Recognizing is noting what's currently troubling you. A stands for allow. If we try to push away the unpleasant experiences, we will find ourselves frustrated, only adding to our suffering. If we cling to it, we invite it to stay, only adding to our suffering. Allowing is letting our painful experiences be here in this moment. In this moment, you can offer yourself a reassuring phrase. Take a moment to tell yourself, it's okay. It's tough now, but this will pass. Repeat this phrase now in your mind. It's okay. It's tough now, but this will pass. Repeat this phrase gently as long as you need it, and be mindful of how it resonates here in your mind and in your body. I is for investigate. Once you've recognized and allowed, it's time to dig a little deeper. We don't want to use rigorous thinking or dissection. We're investigating our unconscious mind and our body. We ask and we use our awareness to see what emerges. The answer is hiding where you sense vulnerability. Ask yourself, what is the most important aspect of my current experience? What demands attention? Your current emotional state is reflected in your body. Pay attention to your body. to the muscles in your arms, to your legs, to your back. What's your breathing like? Is it fast? Is it shallow? Really investigate what's going on right now. Whenever you get distracted, come back to your body and to your breathing and continue investigating. Make a note of the thought or chain of thoughts that distract you. See if they are connected in any way to what you are using this technique, this mindfulness technique of rain to do. N is for non-identify. To non-identify means to let go, to let feelings be, and to look at how and what you can do to reduce your own suffering in this very moment. Not how you can change the world or how you can respond to someone, but how to reduce your very own suffering in this very moment. Set an intention to find a constructive, healthy way of giving yourself what you need. Offer yourself a few words of compassion and of reassurance. Try whatever phrase comes to mind right now. Repeat that phrase now again in your mind. Now, without thinking too much, finish the sentence. Right now, I need. Whatever comes to your mind first, stay with that. Think about different ways in which what you came up with could help you. There's no judgment. You're just observing. If you're having a hard time finding words, you can place your hand on your chest or on your cheek or on your abdomen. Try it now and focus on the warmth that's created by your skin. Now, with your hand on your face or your body, repeat after me, if possible, out loud, if not in your mind. May I be well. Feel the warmth spread throughout your body. As this exercise slowly approaches its end, return your focus to your breath, which is where we started. Notice any differences in how you feel now when compared to the beginning. When you hear the bell ring, don't rush. Take a few additional moments to gently move back into the world. Follow your current speed and try to extend mindfulness into the rest of your day. Okay, everybody. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Try to rejoin us back into the world. I really want to thank you for joining us today for this mindfulness workshop. So this rain technique that we worked on today really is best practice as a technique that you can use in the moment whenever you're feeling overwhelmed by a certain emotion or by stress, by anxiety, anger, sadness. It's a really good technique to connect inwards and investigate. So remember that RAIN, it really stands for recognize, allow, investigate, and non-identify. Thank you guys for joining me. If you have any questions, I'm here. Okay, if there's no questions, I'm going to stop the recording.